dear friends. I hope you guys are all doing well. Today I want to take you along with my morning routine. Quite frankly, it's not fancy or extravagant in any way. What I love doing in the mornings is coming to check on my garden and watering. I know it's tedious work, but this is the time that I take to relax, check to see what's going on in the garden, and just take a moment to be peaceful and appreciate everything I have going on here in the garden, in my life, and everywhere else. I also take this time to check every plant. As I'm watering, I'm looking around to see if there's any signs of any bugs or anything that might be tormenting my garden, eating it up, making sure that certain plants are getting enough water, enough sun. It makes me analyze what's going on in the garden. It gives me a moment to actually learn from my garden and see what's thriving in their current conditions, what's not thriving, what I can do to improve their current conditions to help them thrive. It also allows me to take mental notes for future seasons, gives me ideas of where I can possibly be moving certain crops for better growing, for more sun, for better microclimate conditions. And it also gives me an opportunity to just be at peace. Watering is such a peaceful thing to do, especially if you've been working very hard in your garden. It gives you an opportunity to admire everything you've been doing, to appreciate your hard work, and see how amazing things are developing and growing. These two spaghetti squash plants that you can see to the right and the left, they're actually volunteers for my compost bin. I decided to let them grow just to see what happens. Last year I had one, it didn't do that well. I mean, I shouldn't say it didn't do that well because I actually had one spaghetti squash out of that huge vine, but I really had to take care of it for it to grow. This year I'm going to see what happens with these. Now, one of my favorite things to do in the morning is to harvest some mint leaves because I like to drink a tea. Today I'm going to be harvesting enough things to do an immunity tea. So I'm going to put different herbs in my tea to enjoy it. Look at my loquat. They're so precious, and unfortunately I didn't get that many this year, so I'd like to take one a year to just enjoy them. One a day, I mean, not one a year. One of the things I love doing every morning is coming to see what's growing, see if anything's ready to go. These tomatoes are looking fantastic. Believe it or not, there is a dozen tomatoes here. You might not be able to notice them because they're still green and they're kind of camouflage. As you can see, they're all over the place. Here's a little baby one hiding. And there's a big one over here. These are tomato plants that overwinter. I trimmed them down in one of my previous videos, and they grew this big over the courses of the last few weeks. And there's tons of flowers. So I love coming to see what's going on, see what's expected over the next few days, what I might be harvesting. And there's even some down here. Let me show you guys what I found. I have some cherries from a Stella cherry tree. These might be the only cherries that this tree produced. It did have tons of flowers, but maybe these were the only ones that got pollinated. So I'm going to be trimming this tree here shortly. I might take some of these branches and try to propagate them by cuttings. I came to check this tree this morning because I'm expecting fruit this year. Last year it gave me tons of fruit without me wanting it to give me fruit, and it just outdid itself. There's some fruit there. This one was a volunteer, and it's growing out of this jujube container that I have here. As you guys can see, the jujubes are doing amazing. Every morning I come and check on them. There is tons of fruit on it, and I'm expecting for this tree to produce tons of fruit. I'm making sure that it's constantly watered and that it's doing well. I think this is a little shoot from this jujube, and if it is, I'm gonna let it grow. That way I can give it away. So another thing I've been thinking about is my other tomato plants. They're not as fast and they're not producing as fast as the ones I overwinter, and that could be that the other ones have already very well established roots, and these are just tomato plants that I put in a few weeks ago. But I do see some flowers, so that's very promising. My marigolds aren't growing very much, but as you guys can see, I do have a few of them. Even though last year the cherry tomatoes I put in my raised bed turned my garden into a jungle. If you guys haven't seen that video, I'm gonna link it right above. You guys would not believe what a jungle this turned into. I said I wasn't gonna put another cherry tomato because they grow so tall and so fast, but I decided to put one on here. I tried putting cucumbers here or green beans. The soil is not as rich as they would like it to be, so therefore they didn't thrive. So since this spot was open with the trellis, I decided to train this cherry tomato up this trellis and contain it, not let it get crazy like last year. There's a lot of things that are finally growing since I got rid of some of these roly-polies, and my lettuce is still thriving. I have some green beans that I need to harvest here pretty soon. This is the only switch chart that actually made it, and that is a cutting from my kale plant over here. So I've been coming to check on it every morning to see if what I wanted it to do is doing it. It sure is. Look at that. Here's another tomato plant that looks very promising. I have a little baby squash over there that I'm very excited about. Can't wait to try these patty squash. My cucumbers are growing a lot slower than other years, but I'm just gonna let them do their thing. These are bush cucumbers. This is the first time I do bush cucumbers. Last year I did regular. I might go back to regular and maybe just a few bush cucumbers. I'm not sure. We'll see how these do. I have a zucchini here that I'm probably going to be harvesting today. And every morning I love coming to see what's growing, what's new, what I can harvest, what I can taste, even if it's just one bite like this. These are my potatoes. They're doing great. I'm gonna have to get some more soil to fill it up and cover these plants. These are potatoes as well. So are these. Oh, I've been dying to show you guys these amazing flowers. Every morning I come out here to see if I can get a glimpse of one, because these open up for about a day and then they close back up. That's how they start. fruits are truly amazing. As you can see here, here's a flower that already closed and it's gonna prepare to start creating an amazing fruit. Hopefully it got pollinated. As I mentioned in my previous video, I forgot and I failed to trim this vine down, so this is one of the daily chores that I do, is just push the vines back and let them grow closer to the fence so it doesn't shade out my plants that much. Another thing I do in the mornings is check to see if any of my beautiful plants need help, as this cucumber, it needs help getting attached to the fence, and that's what I did. I gave it some support and hopefully it can start climbing this fence. Another thing I needed to harvest is these cute little oranges, so that way the tree can start focusing on new leaves and new fruit. So here is another thing I'm going to harvest for my immunity tea. I'm gonna put some lemon balm in my tea. It's great for you guys. If you guys are interested in knowing, I would suggest you guys do some research on how beneficial lemon balm is for you. It's amazing to be able to come to your garden and harvest a few leaves here and there, and then make yourself an amazing, delicious, healthy, beneficial tea. And these flowers are just so beautiful. I wanted to go ahead and cut some to give some to my daughters. These are also edible, so I'm gonna rinse them. Here's my tea. I just got this little teapot that I'm able to put all the things that I want to put. Like right now I'm gonna put my mint and my lemon balm. Then I'm also going to put some ginger for my immunity tea, and I'm just going to take some of the skin off and break off a few pieces to add to my tea. And it doesn't take much, you just need a little bit in there for flavor and get some of the benefits out of the ginger. And I'm just gonna add it in here in the center of my teapot, along with some cinnamon. And that's it, guys. Those are the ingredients I add to my immunity tea: some mint, lemon balm, cinnamon, and my ginger. And then I just let this little teapot do its magic, and there it is. I'm also gonna eat my egg taco with cheese and some chili for breakfast. I'm gonna add some organic honey and have my tea ready. Now I'm gonna go ahead and eat my breakfast, and usually after I eat my breakfast, I like to go outside and enjoy a peaceful moment by just sitting down and taking it all in. And that's what I'm gonna do here now. I usually start by sitting here, just taking a deep breath, thinking about everything I just saw in my garden, thinking about future projects that I need to do. And eventually, when it gets a little bit too hot of being in the sun, I go ahead and move over to my bench that's shaded off by some palm trees, and just take a moment there as well and just take it all in. Like I mentioned, I hope you guys all take a moment each day to just enjoy yourself, maybe meditate, maybe pray, analyze what you have going on and what you need to do, so that way you're not overwhelmed with all the ongoing tasks that I know life brings to all of us. And this is the perfect way to do it. Here's a few other things that are going on in my garden. My Meyer lemon's doing amazing. It's starting to bloom and ready to start producing some new fruit for this upcoming season. My blueberries didn't do as well, but there is still some blueberries on these blueberry bushes. And my amazing nectarine, oh my goodness, this one is really outdoing itself this year. It's loaded with fruit, even though I already thinned it out. And the fruit looks so tasty and delicious. It is in a container. I'll show you guys here shortly. And for that reason, I do have to water it every day because it's holding tons of fruit, tons of foliage. And like I mentioned in all my videos, you are the only resource to your trees growing in containers. As you can see here, my kale is growing great. I have some squash here, some zucchini, and basil. For some reason it's not doing the best. I put some seeds in here hoping I get some more basil. I would really love to do a lot of basil recipes. This plant's always neglected and I feel terrible because it's in this corner, but I just watered it, so it's perfectly well watered now. These peaches, I don't think they're gonna get much bigger, so I've been coming to pick here one or two, especially the ones that are together, because they're not gonna grow as big as they should. And these are tiny, but they're so delicious. Hey there, buddy. Come on over here. I am so grateful to have you here. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you guys can see more videos like this. You guys have a blessed day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.